What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith, as we bring to you one of the most prolific, one of the most insightful NFL draft prospect series on the internet. Man, I got another home run hitter for you, a guy that I don't care if your team has a good D-line. They better watch their spot because Jamree Kromah is coming. This gentleman, he has such a great story. We're going to dive into the man underneath the helmet, get to know the human being, and then also as well what he has been doing up to this point. The NFL draft is literally 24 hours from now, man. So we're right at the finish line, and so excited to have him on the show today. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take and introduce Jamree Kromah. How you doing today, man?
Doing good. Can't complain. How you doing?
Man, blessed, brother. So happy to be here. My day was already going good, and it got that much more better that you're here, man. So thank you so much again.
Well, I'm honored.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, purple is the color of royalty, and we got royalty in the house today, my friend. So happy to have you on the show.
Yes,
dude, you're from Maryland. From what I read online, take us from the very beginning. What was it like growing up in Maryland, and when did you first fall in love with the game of football?
I mean, growing up in Maryland, it has its good, it has its bad. But I just feel like, with my upbringing and being around different people, you got to set your own path if you want to go somewhere. So it's like, you want to go somewhere in life and want to do something well for yourself. All the outside stuff cannot interfere. So it's all about picking your own path and don't be a follower, but be a leader, like, for yourself. And if others want to follow you, also lead them.
Becomes a leader, you are a leader amongst men. Eventually you choose Rutgers. You had an amazing career there and then finish it off over at Madison University. What led you over to go to Rutgers?
I mean, Rutgers, nothing against like Rutgers or even like, anybody over there, like players and coaches, like nothing against anybody at Rutgers. Rutgers, I enjoyed my 4 years there, but just like more of like a personal decision for me, where it was like, I knew I had more to get to the game. I wasn't really like reaching the potential and the level that I see myself becoming like as a football player. I knew there's more room for me to grow. And I just felt like maybe it was like my best interest for me to go somewhere else where I could reach that level of full potential of myself as a college football player, to put myself in great position for the draft, to say that I have a shot. So that was like the main reason, to be honest.
So you pretty much grew up playing football, I take it, right?
Yeah. Started playing football at the age of 8.
Amazing, man. What was your moment where you said, man, when I grow up, I want to be an NFL player, man? What was that moment for you?
I mean, it was different times, but I feel like the time that really hit for me was like my senior year of high school, where I was playing against Frederick Douglass High School, and I had like a season high like in sacks. I think it was like probably like 5 or like 6 sacks, something like that. I had a great big impact on that game, and like after that game, the way that I impacted that game, the thoughts really came in like, if I keep on doing what I have to do, I really feel like I could go to the NFL.
Yeah. Did you always play D-line?
In my earlier years, like especially like beginning of high school, especially like I'd say like more like my sophomore year, I was playing like linebacker, like a Sam linebacker, like in the 4-3 defense, and I also played linebacker in Boys and Girls Club, like on Pop Warner. But like my junior year, that's when I started playing like D-line a little bit. I was still trying to figure things out for myself position-wise because my interest wasn't high playing D-line. I just felt like D-lineman didn't get no love, and I was really big on being a skill player. But the thing that I didn't realize in the moment is that I was outgrowing the position of being a skill player. And my high school head coach, who was still there, Coach Damian Powell, he told me that if I take DN serious, I'm going to go to school for free. So I felt like once I took that serious, especially going to like my senior year, knowing what I'm going to do and the direction I'm going, that's when you're seeing a lot of things happening for me due to the fact that I took DN serious and I'm going to school for free.
Man, that's awesome, dude. That is awesome, man. That's a flex in itself. You know what I mean? So
it summarizes like pretty much my high school head coach seeing something in me that I didn't see in myself at the time.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the best barbecue in the state of Texas, the James. Now this barbecue is in 4 delicious flavors, and they got some of the best dry rub in America. Guys, if you live in the state of Texas, in any HEB, you can now find the best barbecue in Texas on the shelves. No matter where you're at, all around the world, you can take and place an order down below right now in the description of this video. And guess what? It gets the Doug Smith cosign. Because, hey, y'all know I don't play when it comes to barbecue. Place that order right now. Now, it's pretty cool because you mentioned that you were a linebacker, and those are like the generals of the defense. They're calling out plays, you're running the show. So you've had that perspective, much like if a guy goes from quarterback to receiver or quarterback to running back or quarterback to tight end, you've been the quarterback of the defense, man. So you've been there, done that kind of thing, man. And it shows in your tape. You play with such an intensity, you have so many moves, dude. You're like your spin move, swim move, like, dude, you will get to the quarterback. You have a diversified arsenal of moves that you can do to make a big play in the backfield, whether it be hitting the running back or quarterback or just being a disruptor, right? What do you do pregame, man, that leads you up to be such a juggernaut on the field, man?
I say like the number one thing before you play a game, or even during like the prep week or like game week is, preparation, like studying. You have to like study the team you're playing, study the opponents that you're playing against, like specific players that you're going to play against the whole game, and just get a good feel. Because I feel like once you study and prepare, you put in all the time and everything else, make it a sacrifice. You should enjoy your investment because you deposit everything on a daily all the way up to that game day.
Now, while at James Madison University, you guys have skyrocketed to college football royalty. Y'all have turned that program around, not only with great coaches, but great players. And I'm here for the party. I'm here for the show. I love it. I'm like a new James Madison fan. I just got to get some swag. But I will say, I wanted to ask, man, what was it like being on the line with Jalen Green? I mean, just you both combined, just y'all two combined is 25 sacks. That's amazing. What was that like, man, playing online with him?
It was 25. Damn.
Because he got 15, and then you got 10 last season, right?
No, that's 11, so that's 26.
Oh, hey. Oh, I got you. Yeah, 26.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, playing with Jay Green, man, like Jay Green, like one of the best, best D linemen I play with, one of the best teammates I have, because we work off each other, and like we plan things out too. Like we talk about it before we go on the field. But I feel like, we play off each other like with the energy. He know what's up with me, I know what's up with him. And I just like the chemistry is really there and the bond is really strong.
That's amazing, man. Before games, I gotta ask, man, are you thinking, this is a 2-sack game, it's a 1-sack game, this is a 4-sack game? Like what's your mindset, man, going into it, man?
I mean, obviously play like it's my best. Don't force anything. Just let it come to you. Just gotta take care of business. Eventually, like once you keep on doing what you have to do, things will unfold.
Amazing. Now with the draft literally tomorrow, this is certainly to be a very fun weekend for you. Probably a lot of feelings that you're feeling, maybe some butterflies, perhaps. Where have you been training at?
So, I mean, doing my time prior to pro day, I was training at this facility called X3 in Fort Myers, Florida. So I was there from like January up until like mid-March. And then after like pro day, I just been here at James Madison, just doing my strength training, doing my conditioning, doing my speed, and also working my craft, taking care of my body. So I've just been doing that ever since, just being consistent, make sure I'm ready come rookie minicamp, because that's the first thing after I get drafted.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And then once you are drafted, man, what's that moment going to take and be like for you, man?
Well, it's going to be great. I'll be proud of myself, but I know for a fact, like, my family's going to be proud of me, like, from my mother to my brothers and everyone else in the family. So it's going to be a great moment because it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. So you just got to, like, soak everything in and enjoy it within that moment, because once that moment is gone, it's just going to be a memory.
Growing up, man, did you have a favorite NFL team? Or?
Yeah, I grew up, like, in the Baltimore Ravens, I was like a big Ray Lewis fan, big Ed Reed fan, like just, pure defense. They was always dominant. Ed Reed always picking the ball off. Ray Lewis just playing fear in the opposing team. Like the offense, the quarterback, scaring receivers not to cross that middle. And then you have like the D line, like Sizzle, Terrell Suggs, Haloti Nada, everyone else. But I grew up like in the Ravens ever since I was like in, I say, sixth grade. Yeah, ever since I was like sixth grade. I had other teams I liked back in the day, but I say like consistent. It's been like the Ravens. But it's like with this process, you just gotta have like an open mind because you look at things differently.
Yeah, absolutely. I always said, obviously I never went to NFL, but I always just say like, hey, I'm a Dolphins fan, but I don't care if it was the Patriots who picked me up. That's going to be my team,
Yeah,
So that's
opportunity.
exactly. Who are some players? You mentioned a little bit about Ray Lewis. Who are some players that perhaps maybe you model your game after a little bit?
I say the one guy I'll say, Charles Omenihu. I like Charles Omenihu a lot because his versatility, things that he could do. He's long. I feel like me and him move very, very similar. Uh, my agent told me this. Like he said, like a pro comp. He's like, that's definitely your pro comp. The next guy is Matt Judon, DN for the Patriots.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, outside linebacker slash DN for the Patriots. But I feel like for me, compared to like with my game and stuff, I like Charles Omenihu a lot. I really admire his game.
That's cool, man. Yeah, no, those are two defensive hitmen right there, man. So very cool. Saw on your Instagram page, is your family from Liberia?
Yeah, Liberia, West Africa. My parents from there. My brother's from there. Others from there too. So I'm like the only child that was born here in America. So I'm a natural born citizen.
That's cool, man. That's so awesome, man. Man, what was it like growing up in that household, man? Because I know I've had other friends who have been on the show and from different parts of Africa, and some Liberia, some Congo, some Cameroon, and there's a huge emphasis on like education and becoming a brain surgeon, a doctor, a
Yeah.
dentist. Was football? Did your parents always want you to play football, or what was in the and what did they want for you?
My parent, like, I grew up in a single parent household because my father
Okay,
passed away when I was 3. So my mother had to play both roles, and
sorry.
my brothers was like my father figures. So like my mom didn't force me like to play sports. I made a decision to play sports and stuff. So like she didn't really have like the knowledge or the awareness of how like sports operate. She was just helping me out, and I guess when she seen my growth and everything that I've been doing along the way, especially years later on in college, she just kept me motivated and encouraged.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's very cool. And shout out to Nehemiah Bing. He was last year's draft class. Family's also from Liberia as well too. I gotta ask, man, what's a really good Liberian dish that the world may not know about?
I mean, I put it like this, the Nigerians, the Ghanaians, and they might be biased and say something against this, but I say the Liberian jello fries, we got the best. We have the best jello fries.
Yeah, man. I gotta try some. I haven't yet to have some yet, but I watch a
Yeah,
lot of Food channel and excuse me, a lot of the Food Network, Cooking Network,
yeah.
all that. I'm a foodie, so we talk a little food on this channel too, man. So
Mhm.
very cool, man. What's in the headphones on game day, man?
I mean, I listen to, gosh, I listen to music that get me going. So it's like, I listen to Future, I listen to, Lil Baby, Dirk, got Money Bag, and then I got a couple like Chief Keef songs, that get me going too.
Yeah, get the blood rushing for sure.
Yeah, because you don't gotta be real hype like hours before game day, even the day
Mhm.
before. Just gotta be calm. But it's like when you're approaching, you're getting closer. That's when you're gonna start to boil. You have to start boiling though. Get yourself right.
And actually, man, you have a really cool name, and you back it up even more with your play on the field. It's Jamree Kromah. Do you have any nicknames?
Yeah, so I mean, my nickname that I got here at James Madison, especially like when I first got here, they call me the Wild Mustang because of my relentless play.
Okay. That's awesome. I saw that on your Twitter and on your Instagram. I was going to ask you about that next, man. I was like, that's cool. Yeah, I see that a lot, man. You have a very high motor, man. So it definitely fits you for sure, man.
Yeah, most definitely.
Awesome, man. There's this draft in particular, outside of the insane receiver core, which is probably the craziest receiving draft in the last decade, in my opinion.
Yeah.
When it comes to trenches, man, there's, I mean, O line, man, D line, man, it's deep, and then there's you. In your opinion, and you're elite. You are elite. You are statistically elite, and what you put on video is elite. You're an elite human being as well, too, man. Just how you carry yourself, man. But I want to ask you, man, what it sets you apart from other edge rushers in this year's 2024 draft?
I mean, one, I say like my size and also like versatility, my ability to do a lot of things. You know, I'm not like a one-dimensional guy. Some
Mhm.
guys, they're just the way that they are and the way that they build and the way that they operate, they're like one-dimensional guys. But it's like for me, you know, I'm not a one-dimensional guy because I do a lot of things, which makes it harder for like teams to like game plan for me. Because I
Yeah.
was told by opposing teams like after the season, it's like we didn't. It was hard to game plan for you because we didn't know where he was going to be at.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. And I think a defense is like a few like Pittsburgh Steelers that have people line up all over the place, and they like to draft players that can do a lot of different things, not just, hey, this is just this gadget guy. Like the Minnesota Vikings and their defensive coordinator, Brian Flores, who he likes to get guys like yourself, man, who are like a Swiss Army knife on that D line them up all over the place for different schemes, different situations, man. So very fun. Let me ask you, how have your interviews been going with teams?
I mean, it's been going great. I mean, like one, especially like it started like at the East West Shrine, and also like along now, like with Zoom meetings or even phone calls. Like it's been going great, especially like when they ask me like, how do I prepare for a game? Once I break it down to them and go in detail with it, it's like mind blowing to them. They just be like, whoa. Like we never heard anything like this. So I feel like that one part right there really stands out. And then we talk about different things. So it's been going well, but also at the same time, I'm also preparing myself for this interview.
East West Shrine Bowl, man, big deal, man. What was that experience being there amongst college football's elite, man?
I mean, it was definitely a great experience. Like one thing I learned for sure, it's a small world, but like you competing against different guys from different levels. Because
Mhm.
like those are like some of those guys are going to be on rosters in the season or kept invites, whatever the case is, they're going to get an opportunity. So it's like you basically have like a good feel of like an NFL practice and also like playing an NFL game. But it was great, you know, taking advantage of opportunities, like showcasing my talents, my abilities in front of scouts, but also like networking, meeting different people who like tell us about different situations in life, how to handle things. Like when we met like Michael Vick, Marcus Spears, and Channing Crowder, like it was an experience for sure. Let us know about different things. So I just took everything in, and a lot of things that I learned, I just carried with me.
Dude, that's amazing. And if I saw Michael Vick, I don't know if I get a sentence out. I'll probably say hamina, and a bunch of gibberish. I probably would then. That's pretty cool. Michael Vick was I'm a Dolphins fan, but yeah, I was the first in my school with the Vic jersey. Best believe
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Very cool, man. When it comes to player development, we do see it sometimes. It's not often, but where like a player, he should have been drafted by a different team, right? We see that just about every draft. When it comes to your development, what's something you will need from an NFL team to help you and making sure you're caught up to speed and successful at the next level?
I say like I got the capabilities as a pass rusher. I show some things on film, but I know I could reach like another level and be more mature with my rush as a pass rusher. So I feel like that's no one thing right there because run game, yeah, you're taught technique, but also it takes will to play the run. But it's like I feel like with me, I got sacks and stuff, pass rushing and making things happen. But I feel like for me, I could reach like another level for me to be elite as a pass rusher. So it's like I reached that level of being elite as a pass rusher. That makes things easier for me to make things happen. Also get to the quarterback much more faster and much more.
Love it, man. Is there a favorite defensive scheme that you feel makes your skills pop a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, 4 down defense, 4-3, because like being, talking to teams, they look at me as an edge player. Like even like a team that has like 3-4 defense, they look at me as an outside backer. So regardless, I'm playing on the edge. And then some third down packages, wherever the case may be, because you want all your best pass rushers to be out there. They'll look at
Yeah,
me like sliding inside, at times. But I'll
yeah,
say like first thing is like, playing the 4-3 defense, 4 down, where I'll be on the edge, have my hand in the dirt. But if I don't get drafted to a team that runs a 4-3 and they base Stevens a 3-4, then that's like another thing that I have in my toolbox where if I have to stand up, I have to do that.
Love it, dude. It's exciting, man. I can't think of a team that you wouldn't be a good fit on, dude. So so exciting for you this weekend, man. It really is, man. What are some things that motivate you, and then what are some things that keep you humble in life?
Well, it's the love of the game for sure, but I feel like my family more in particular, like my mother. My mother is the strongest woman I know, the biggest inspiration that I know. You know, she's been through a lot. She had her hardships, and that's where I get my work ethic from, because when she goes to her job, people can depend on her to get the job done. And that's the same thing with me, especially like going back to the time, like being here at James Madison, the coaches, the players, and everyone in that building can depend on me to get the job done. No, I won't leave them, make them, leave them embarrassed or have them feel like shame of themselves or even shame of the program. So it's like I know I can represent that program and like put the team on my back. I mean, what keeps me humble is like realizing and knowing your blessings, because if you don't realize and know that, you know, a lot of things could be taken away from you like in a snap of a finger. So you gotta count your blessings and know that you're very fortunate to be here.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. It's crazy. It's heartbreaking because it takes one mistake for everything to fall apart. We see like Rashee Rice. I know his agent, as shout out to Niles, like good people. You know what I mean? Like I never got a chance to meet Rashee, but we know the same people, and you know, it sucks to see what happened. Thank God nobody died, but you know, for the rest of his career, people were going to be looking at him like a villain, like he's this evil guy. And what he did was boneheaded for sure. You know, it's not to minimize those who were hurt, but yeah, man, just like that, man, it's important to have that integrity and to remember this feeling now when you're a multimillionaire. Remember this feeling now when you're hoisting a Lombardi. You know what I mean? Like never take it for granted, kind of thing. You know?
Yeah.
But man, last question of the day, man. And again, thank you so much for coming on the show and gracing the people of Touchdown Nation and even myself with your presence, dude. I'm so grateful for you, man. Thank God for you. Want to ask you, man, what's something you want NFL teams to know about you that perhaps they may not know already?
I mean, I feel like they know a lot. I mean, I say like one thing about it, like when I signed my contract, you know, I'm always going to be humble and hungry, even when, you know, God bless me opportunity like to sign much more of a bigger contract. I'm still going to be humble and hungry. I mean, the only thing that changes my situation, but it's like I'll keep the same character like before. Don't let anything change me for the worse or anything negative.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, man. NFL's next big star, man, Jamree Kromah, coming out of James Madison University. Guys, follow this man. I am going to have all the stuff in the description of this video where you can give him a follow, get inspired. Also, comment down below in this video to let us know how this interview made you feel. And Jam, dude, I got to ask you, man, any shout outs before we go, man?
I mean, shout out to everybody that helped me along the way, like family, trainers, coaches, mentors, teammates and stuff. You know, obviously I was the one that had to fill in the shoes and put in the work, but the knowledge that I was seeking for, or the help that I was seeking for, the encouragement, you know, I couldn't do this by myself, but I had help along the way. So I didn't get here by myself. It's always somebody that played a part to help me get to where I want to be. So shout out to everyone that helped me along the way in this process and continue to help me along the way as I start my NFL career.
Love it, man. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Jamree Kromah out of James Madison University. We'll see you guys next time on the Touchdown with Doug Smith. Thank you for watching another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith, where we have exclusive NFL content and exclusive NFL interviews. Be sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. Follow us on social media. See you on the next one.